Hello, welcome to Get Rich and Fit Tryin. So after a couple trials and errors, we finally got everything right. So now we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. I'll see you on the other side. Let's go. Hey, good morning, my neighbors. Welcome to another episode of Get Rich and Fit Tryin. If you did not hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button, might be a good time for you to do so. Mark is going to get open in about another 3 to 4 minutes, so we'll be right back as soon as it opens up. What's going on? If you haven't been on Get Rich and Fit Tryin, guess what? We only do the opening range. So we're going to be looking the first 15 minutes. The new candle. And there we're off.
We did it. We touched it. Let's go, baby. Murder.
I kind of feel my alerts coming in at the same time. Got wifey trading in the background, so you're gonna hear her.
Guess how much money I made? 1,500, baby.
There we go.
just on that target.
All right. Let's see.
That's 110 ticks, yeah.
Nice.
I think I might, let me, should I get out?
Wow, it's coming up to my 800. It's a possibility you might want to.
Damn, it wouldn't close me. This thing wouldn't
All right, come on.
close me.
Let's get that. All right, so far for the first 60 seconds, this is what we're looking at on the opening range breakout. Looks like our stranger danger is right at 507, which is a psychological level, so that could really mess with us. So let's see if they extend this out to the downside. Let's see if this does. Yep, getting a little bit of extension on this push down. More of a push. There we go. There we go. Making stranger data expand just a little bit further. They are just dropping this thing. Now strange danger at 486. So we're back at the block that created this bounce. So we're probably gonna get a little bit of a test, but we did break structure for a little bit. Let's see if we get a close below. So any close below around 462 would probably make us get really, really bearish. But this is a good time to trigger your patience. I don't know if I want to scalp this. I thought about scalping coming into today. Where is my scalp screen? There it is. Let's see what that would have looked like. Nope, no triggers there. No triggers there. So yeah, we're sitting back, relaxing. I don't know if I want to take a scalp, but not in the market. Kind of is in on the first minute. Also, Javi's. I think your range is already set. So what's next, Javi? What you got? You ain't got nothing? Let's take a peek over there. I see. Yeah. The problem is we're diddling in the middle a little bit. I don't know if you remember when we made that first drop after that massive, when I say massive move down with that consolidation on August 19th. This is like the midway point between that and Friday. So if we look at Friday, let me zoom this in so y'all can see what I'm talking about, right? These two areas is very tricky, and we're probably going to be sandwiched in itself. So I'm very curious on the reaction of the market, and it might be a good time to kind of like sit out and just watch with the popcorn. Might be. Oh, there goes. It's breaking lower. Hold on. Let's get back to that 2 minute. Hold on. And you said yours is a just take it, right? There's not even like wait for a 2 minute close or anything like that, right? Yeah. Okay. But okay, hold on. I heard something in there, and I gotta ask you questions. So, what is the rule? Because again, you lately are you making adjustments for that?
Caleb, I don't hear you doing no schoolwork.
Because mine doesn't really have sound like Sydney.
That's money.
That's a lie.
That's not just
So
schoolwork. He's not lying.
close. Okay. Yeah, because the only thing that the market really worry about, the market worries about the consistency. So if you know it's going to be just take it right as soon as it breaks it, then that's the rule. If it's right when it closes below, then you gotta take it, and then you gotta look at all the numbers in an aggregate. So you gotta look at like 100 of those trades. Which one's better? Is it the one with the momentum, or is it the one with that? So I don't know if you did that part of the back test yet. Okay, yeah, because if you can find that number, you just take the best one, and then that because I don't want you to do it based on feelings, because you don't know when to execute which one, and that adds to confusion. Oh, they are rebounding the crap out of this off that 2 minute. They're grabbing that liquidity.
You see, Sydney? I'm basically. Because
You were
Excuse me.
skipping. I don't care.
No, I was.
This code is almost done. I just gotta get the rest out. Getting my vitamin C with apple juice,
I started before you, and I'm not at stop.
Because I only had less.
and it's helping to get it out.
And I was
What a bounce.
Finishing up with this.
He rejected 5 minutes too.
My third one.
That fair value gap from J Powell is what we're on top of, and it looks like we're getting a real good push off of it. Is it strong enough to get back to 500? Because we got past strange danger so far. 480 is the level right now. 480, 75, and it looks like we're doing that. Kind of dancing between EMAs too. Like I said, this is a very ditto. And if you're a daily trader, this is a very ditto in the middle. I'm starting to see some bullish divergence. Let me go over to the what's that? My 5 minute? Yeah, that's my 15 minute. See how we kind of had that drop right here, and we're curling it right back. Look at that histogram right here. This was a deeper drop, but this one's deeper than that one. Why we curling it up? So we're kind of creating that sense of there's no momentum to this downside. Almost done. Almost done. We got ourselves 8 minutes and 19 seconds left on this candle. Lots to be desired. We might finish with a doji. I'm going to get my option screen open just in case I find something. I love trading in Q. That is my favorite. And I have my my QQQ. That's the one that I like to trade with when I do options. See how this goes. Still building its way up. Alright, got my option chains. Oh, actually one more. Got my option chains prepped for today. See what type of magic we can pull off today as we animate our profits. Look at my other screen. Still pushing through.
Get that wick.
Our peak is at 518.25. That's probably what we're going to dance off of. So just keep that in mind. Well, I must be using a lot of bandwidth. I feel like, am I getting a little delay on your end? Do you see that happening over in Zoom? Oh, okay. Yeah, cause I think I do beat this computer up. I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot going on. All right, we got 5 minutes until this is done. It looks like they're trying to hold that 500 level. See if they can use it as a floor. Let's see where VWAP is sitting, because I think they're probably trying to dance back and forth on VWAP. Currently, that's what it is. We came right to VWAP and then it bumped its head, and now it's trying to drop again.
We also have the 200s. 1 minute 200, 1 hour 200.
And while we wait for that, to see what they're going to do with that, let's take a peek at the news. And let's see, where did I put you? Put you there. All right, so Friday we got like some GDP stuff that's going to be coming up. On Thursday, as I'm going backwards because I already did BYTTT, we got pending home sales and then GDP growth. initial jobless claims. That's going to be playing a factor on Thursday. Wednesday, we got all inventory and a little bit of bill auctions. I think we got a 5-year that's coming out. That's going to make things interesting. Tuesday, money supply, and not, I won't say it's light, but nothing too extravagant on Tuesday other than durable goods. But I think everybody's going to sit back and wait for the GDP information more so. So don't look for a lot of action there, but it can give a response. And that's why we were muted today. There was not a lot here. Just new home sales at 10 o'clock, which I think is going to affect your companies like DR Horton, Pluth, and everything else. All right, so let's go ahead and take that off, and let's get back to it. Come on, baby. I wanted to finish with a doji because most times whenever we get out of that doji, that they starts to like really move. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see if there's anything on the day trades. It was a smidge off that run up, but I don't think I would have wanted to take that. But again, I'm trying to get myself to a very interesting discipline. I was just kind of doing over the weekend. I haven't done it in a while, but it's just one way I'll be doing it. It's like just aim for the 20 ticks and just take it and run. Let's see, did this one have it? Yeah, this one kind of gave it, and it gave up to that level. Let me measure this. About 53 ticks. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. They kind of liquidated a little further. Like if there's any current bull stepping in, assuming that they're swept down here for manipulation and they're going to get a continuation. The problem that's being had here is that this order block right here, this is what I call a jambalaya rice order block. There's just some greens, there's some reds, this is a whole bunch of junk just sitting in the middle there, and it's probably throwing the market just a little bit off on a tizzy as it's trying to figure out what it wants to do with itself. Let me reload this chart. This chart is acting stupid. Reload. Save and reload. And I think that's why we keep rejecting. Plus, 800 EMA is sitting up there. Quite a few things is just could make things complicated there. But a hold above 500, I think, will then entice the bulls to step into the plate. All right, we got a minute and 28 seconds into 25 seconds now until this candle is closed. So we will see.
Where's your work,
Sydney, I need you to sit here. Caleb, I need you to sit here, please.
Your class didn't start yet?
But Caleb's class is about
2 more
to
minutes.
start.
Wait, I need right back.
And I'm done with my work.
All your work for today?
Not
Okay.
yet, but my first one,
Okay.
which is my syllabus.
All right, here we go. 44 seconds. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Hold that 500 or not?
Stop.
I told you to get a blanket earlier.
Oof, they just grabbed more liquidity. You joking, right? You know what you're supposed to do.
Get into my class.
All right, I'll fix you in a little bit. Just give me a second, because obviously you don't remember.
I'm turning towards you, so you need to see.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to sit down because
It's okay. As soon as I'm done with what I need to do. They're kind of using that stranger danger as a rejection point. showing that there's a lot of bearish pressure. Caleb, now
I don't know.
turn the chair.
Move the clothes. You're sitting on them.
All right,
Move
so
them. You
oh, actually,
Rose.
you didn't see nothing that looked like this, Leah, right?
Hmm?
Nothing like this popped up on your screen yet, right?
No.
Okay, that's what I need to see.
But
It's so tempting, but we gotta wait for that 5 minute close below, so that way when this closes below this level, then we'll take the trade on to that downside. So now we have a full 15-minute established. They grabbed a lot of buy side liquidity, unless the buyers are strong enough to kind of take this on. This thing does look a little bearish. But Mondays are very, very tricky, especially lately. A lot of that topping pattern after we made those new highs was all set on Mondays, and we kind of made doji after doji, doji after doji. So whatever profit you had was taken right off the table right after. So very interesting dynamic in the market.
Office hour 3. August 14th.
Come on, baby. We're fighting that fair value gap that J Powell put so much. They're really trying to get that thing to hold. So like I said, with the opening range, we're bullish above 518. We're bearish under 443, and that's all we're worried about. It'll be fun to kind of scalp some stuff in there, but nah. This is a very, very, very interesting range, especially when you talk about between four. It's still 40, like 37 points. Probably could make some money in between. What was that? 37? That's like 120 ticks. So if you aim for like 60 ticks in between the range, maybe that'll be a good move. And then maybe trim a runner in itself, but you gotta be quick and fast with it. That's what the range kind of looks like right now. Max maybe 120 ticks to 240 ticks if we actually do a full breakout. Starting to build a base here as they're attempting to keep this push up.
yeah, just want something about my eye.
Where is it?
Yeah. I just got an email for your account.
Yeah.
All right, they're trying to grab that sell side liquidity and get above that stranger danger. Do they have enough to do it? That is a strong response off that level. If we look at this from a 1 minute standpoint, you'll see what I mean. This is an area we just made this move. They're anticipating that this can repeat itself and see if they can get back into that register or even break out. So if it breaks out, then we could kind of like sit on the shoulders of giants just about right here. So looking for it to get above VWAP. VWAP is sitting at 506. If that happens, then we probably could start with a very small position right here, kind of like what we did on Friday. Small position above the VWAP at 50. That would be specific. 506, and then after it gets above VWAP, we just hold on to the trade. Maybe even add some more when it gets above that block. But the problem I have with it is that unfortunately that order block is there. So I would probably put more orders somewhere above 537, attacking up to about 555. So maybe 537, 540, maybe even 545, and then get out like 553 and just get some very strong micro moves in that cell. But before that happens, we need to get up into that area and get above 50, 503, 505. VWAP is leaning a little down, so 506, somewhere around there. Patience, folks, patience. I know that mouse clicking finger is itching to click something in. But good things happen to those that wait. That's all we're gonna do. Did you hit join?
Oh, 1 minute.
Okay.
Wow, look at you. Your face is so bright. That's
Yeah.
in the light. But in real life, your face isn't that bright.
I know.
Really?
Yeah, you did come to see. Look. Your face is golden.
Oh yeah.
Woosah, woosah. I'm still live.
Oh.
You're going live? Normally lives are like an hour long.
Avi, so how was your day? How was your weekend? Because obviously the market's not going to do anything right now.
What happened?
She
Okay,
recorded
that's
it
good.
on Daddy's phone. I mean, on her phone.
Yeah.
I almost hit my face.
Yeah. Look.
Good, man. I can't complain. I've just been
I'm gonna be laughing.
kind of relaxing for the most part. Went to church. Kicked my feet up a little bit. I was doing some barbecue country shoulder ribs, and so the way I kind of do it, I layer it with barbecue. Then I'll let it sit for like 45 minutes. Let it harden a little bit, and then hit it again for the second one for the next 45 minutes. On the second 45 minute, I fell asleep.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! I'm talking about when I say I burned the crap out of it, burned it,
Yeah.
right? And the funny thing about it, it wasn't. It does taste burnt. I'm not going to say that like you could call me a terrible cook or whatever, but it does taste burnt. But it's almost like the molasses of the barbecue sauce made a coating. Plus, it was on top of a bone. I think if it was just pure on the platter, it would have been part of the burnt. But I had it on the side of the bone, so when the heat hit it, it's almost like when the heat hit meat, it shrinks. So it's still kind of like if you get past the burnt parts, it's still good. And then I was roasting corn with it, and it wasn't supposed to be in there that long. So the corn is a little dry, but it was wrapped in foil. So luckily it kept the moisture inside of it. So the corn is good.
Oh, I see.
The meat is like charred, completely and utterly charred, and we're talking about an oven, so that's not a good char, right? We ain't talking about like a barbecue grill. So yeah, I'm a little upset at myself because I didn't expect myself to fall asleep. Where's the headphone?
I'm just gonna put that number.
Why is the whole market red? Oh, it has to be. Oh, you mean your portfolio or the market? No, it has to be. It has to be. Okay, so people are trying to figure out. Okay, well, the market's response to Jay Powell was a lot of green. So now the market is trying to decide: is it really green? Is there really investors that stepping in, or was it buoyed by some type of other catalyst? So now we're trying to see, are people still taking profits? Is there more sellers than buyers? That's what it boils down to. And since we're sitting right on the J Powell fair value gap, so where is the headphones?
Cindy, where's the headphone?
Why Cindy is responsible for your headphone?
So yeah, so when it came down to it, like this fair value gap that is here is the reason we're doing this dance. This is multiple 15 minutes. They try to drop it here, couldn't. Try to drop it here, couldn't. So we're red only because they're not sure. Oh, why you came up? Go on, right? They're not sure, is this really going to take out this area up here? That's what it boils down to. So that's the golden goose question. That's the one that's gonna print us and pay us. That's what I think. Like right now, we're building an order block right here because there's no capitulation right now. We are way balanced. There's buyers and sellers, buyers and sellers. Just boom, 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 creating this range.
I'm looking under the chair.
I think it's we have two. I
Yep,
found
10
one.
and then 10 o'clock is coming.
I think it's
Exactly.
I think.
So now with 10 o'clock, that's going to be the other catalyst. But then remember, 10 o'clock is one of my. I love 10 o'clock candles because 10 o'clock candles you get a new 1 hour. Well, you get a new minute, new 5 minute, new 15 minute, new 30 minute, new 1 hour, new 2 hour, and then a new 4 hour on the NQ. So you're getting everybody's readjustment right here. Oh, look at that. We're taking that 5 minute off right now. That could have been a spot, but again, I am going to look for how it responds to VWAP. VWAP is at 504 right now. So maybe a light position at 504. That's probably what we're going to lean to.
And that's where the 1 hour 504.75. 1 hour 200.
Let me see. My goal is to risk about $100 when it gets above that 504, which, whoo, they rejected that thing so hard. And this is why I'm going to go ahead and just cool it down a little bit. Are you going to hold it this time? Yep, looks like they're going to hold it this time. Let me take a stab at this. 504. Opening range is at 518. So I would love to add another somewhere around here. And then 3 at that 540 level I was telling y'all about earlier, which will be about right in there. So we'll see if those later trigger. Yeah, I'm risking $100 to see if I'm right or wrong.
Need to hold above 511.75. Take out that wood. 518.50.
There we go. Get that push.
My camera isn't working.
I cannot fix that right now. It was working perfectly fine on Friday. What did you do?
Actually, nothing. I didn't do anything.
Okay. All right. Don't worry. I'll fix the camera as soon as I'm done with this. All right. We got a minute and 7 seconds. They're trying to liquidate whatever they can find in the process. They know if they get above there, things probably gonna go ahead and get real crazy.
30-minute 200 coming up.
It's starting to get above that range, but looks like they want to use the range as a rejection point. Come on, 45 seconds. Give me that push that I need. I'm trying to hold on to this. I still got $100 stop here, but knowing this market, especially how we're under here, if it doesn't just blast it in the next few seconds, it might be a little tricky. But I'm leaning on we are going to still push up regardless. Give me a J Powell candle. That J Powell candle was crazy. I still haven't made the short though, Javi. As soon as I send, I'm gonna send it to you. My facial expression was hilarious.
Why? It pushed up or dropped?
Well, no, it pushed up, and I saw in 15 seconds I saw $6,000 and then broke and then blew my account all at the same time.
523.25.
There we go. All right, picked up my second order. Let's see if we can get a nice little spike through here. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. One shot, one entry, one trade. Let's go ahead. Keep this party going. I got my stop loss.
Fix
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
That I fixed it.
What are you doing?
We at the 45-minute 200.
What are you doing?
At the 45
Ah,
minute 200.
they're gonna try to trigger my stop loss on this second one.
They might reject 45
They might
minute
reject it.
200.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What are you
That's
doing?
the 45 minute 200 rejection. That should have been my stop loss.
I should exit my position because I was like at 8 and some change. I was gonna put my stop loss into profit, but then I was like, oh, you know what? Let me just give it a full 5 minute. That's yeah. They just triggered my stop on that one. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, you know what? That's on me.
45 minute
That
rejection.
actually, that's on me. I just realized I'm on my other account. This account is wrong account. Wrong account. I do not have the room for that. I don't have the bandwidth for scaling in this one.
We're not talking before it goes so high. 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.
So they trigger my stop on that trade, and there it seems like they're about to trigger my other one. See if they can if
Are you
this thing
gonna
can
get out
hold.
if it takes
I
out the wick?
don't want to get out. you know,
Or scale
but
it
I
out?
no no it's, they already took me on one of my scale outs. That already happened. So right now they're trying to trigger my other one. And wait a minute, what happened to my other order? Did we not go? Hold,
13. The one on top of
yeah,
the one on
I,
top of
I thought did we not get into the fair value gap? I thought we did get into the fair value gap. We spiked it.
I don't know, but we at the 30 minute.
We didn't even fill the rest of it. Oh,
Well, it rejected
they
because
were
it was
being
200.
jerks. Did it fill my 3 order? I think it did fill my order.
Oh my gosh. How
Use the
come you
fair
don't
value
see
gap.
your orders?
Oh no. So this cancels the trade. No, it's not that. You're worrying about the wrong thing. So I'm trying to trade inside of Trade of 8 now instead of trading inside of Trading View because there's been quite a bit of slippage. So I've been very conscious on how I enter a trade.
It's the anti-gravity means you float up.
Okay, so that just triggered that. Okay, so I got solid profit on that. All right, let's see if I can get myself. All right, come on. Let's get that final push right here.
2 seconds.
You will float up.
There we go. Come on. Give us the real
And you
push.
still hold above 530.75. That's the
In the
45
air.
minute. Need to hold above the 45 minute 200. We're hitting it 530.70.
All right, so we got the 5 minute opening range still kind of like holding its way in itself. I'm gonna try to stay on for that fair value gap. So my
What is it
stop,
like that?
fair value gap stops at like 55. So
555?
yeah, so I need to probably bring my stop into 540 when we get above there because I think we're gonna get a 5 minute push right now. Damn, that was so I can't put multiples. That is
You took out that wick. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
this one's so hard.
all right. So I got my money back ish. So I'm finally green. So I just need this thing to hold 540. Come on, hold 540, and then we'll test the 550. There we go. Now let's test 550. Let's see. Let's see if we can put a 5 minute fair value gap right here. And in a minute, I'm going to start considering. So I was considering. That was exactly what I was considering. A possible rejection because that order block is sitting right there. All right, I'm gonna just walk away with $100 loss. That's it. I'm not gonna fight with this. What sucks is that I had the one initial entry here, and then there was a second, and it takes off into the fair, and then get into this fair value gap, and that's what I was aiming for, was that 55 somewhere around here at 47, 48. So that order just did not pan out. So I think they're sweeping for orders, and that's why sometimes when you don't get in at the bottom, this is what's going to end up happening. And I think that's what we're facing right now. Let's see if we can find a scalping spot, but I almost think that the volatility is just a little stupid right now. That it's they're sweeping wide, and that could hit stop losses disrespectfully. All right, we'll leave you alone. This account, we're gonna go to this one. Have a little bit more of a drawdown on that one than this one. Let's see if we can get some rebalancing here.
So how did he go today?
It told me to play stride.
Huh?
Now this is gonna be fun because
Stride.
if we look right here,
What?
we're in
Stride.
between the VWAP with some of our EMAs, and we're in between where I'm starting to get a little bit of cross. I don't know if you have that, Leo. Your 1 minute is the 200 already crossing.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think that 200 SMA,
Everything crossing up.
it's everything's crossing up. So
But it could pull down to the cross to push up.
yeah, so
So
I'm
right now we're above my 45-minute 200, 530.75.
yeah. So I want to see them try to establish this fair value gap. This will be the second fair value gap in itself.
Your time frame for everybody.
5 minute. 5 minute. Here comes that. This was the 15-minute fair value gap that I was telling you I was aiming for, 40, and then push it into the 50, 55. That's what I want to get. But these cross candles can be very tricky. And if I go over the 5 minute, you'll see why we're rejecting is because right here, these are your tricky spots. There's been sellers and buyers and balanced price right in here. So you're gonna get these. You're gonna get those type of action. Looks like we're holding. It's drifting up more than it's actually pushing up. I'm looking for a sell off that's going to happen
We
at
got a bank level
555.
at 572.50.
572. Okay.
550.
Yeah, just look out for 555.
Uh, 40.
Yeah. The funny thing about it, when I say they drew my account down, they drew my account down like $600, and I was like, no, this is not normal. We should be pushing up. We're above this range, so without me panicking, I'm looking. I was up like $100, but I knew we was coming to another tricky part on the 5 minute. That's why I got out of the position. But you could see it's holding, and I think they were trying to like really drive for sell side liquidity, and this is my theory about these prop firms. Those trailing drawdowns on your prop firm, they're tracking it, but that also advertised to the level twos. So when those algos start to see those level twos with your drawdown, that's why we'd say don't go with heavy leverage on the prop firm at the top. Like try to get the bottom, and they just hit the target. So yeah, be careful around here. We're like 90% of the target, and we'll probably could reject right here. But this is a strong 15 minute. This looks really really good.
They might reject at the bank level or the 118,
Yeah.
which is 582.
Yeah. My only regret, I knew it was gonna be choppy, but I didn't. I felt like it wasn't good enough for options. My regret is I should have just stuck with the options, and then, which I was telling y'all from last week. If I'm gonna do options and that, then I need to already execute the options because there's less losses and whatever you put out there is there, versus starting with futures. Because futures, if you get it wrong, that can really come back and just eat up all your profits, eat up your account, blow your account in the same candle, depending on your leverage. But with options, you can kind of like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna just get one right now, or it still looks good. Let me add another, and then let me add another, and then you just work your way through that, and then come to futures when you really got a confirmation. Like a good spot that was to enter was like around 527. that right there is 25 points by itself to kind of give you a sense of what I mean by that. 25 points times 4, that's 100 ticks. So I would say if there's anything that I can gather out of this, especially that it was a very, I won't say choppy, I would say annoying, because holding through this full 5 minute, they came inside the range like they were about to flip it. That's not something comfortable, and that's what I was dealing with. Yeah, that was right at 10:05. So this was a strong response by the Bulls. I would love for them to attempt a test of this area. If they come in and there's a reversal at the fair value gap, I may take something to the upside. Super light on the option side. I might go there. That might be my thesis. That's a strong reversal, but I was thinking we are gonna go a little deeper than that. So I'm not liking this one. So I'm gonna really wait. Might be wrong. I may be wrong. I could be wrong. Right, Javi? Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Could be. You got 2 minutes and 45 seconds, so a lot could have happened inside of there. So I'm still taking. It's like educational games.
I said, you know, the Joe was just late, so you just should have just sat inside.
Can you pay attention to your class? Thank you.
Possibly morning stuff.
Oh no, I could see it. It's just not. There's no follow through, and we're still crossing up. I would love to get a price around 31, 32, and then bounce it again, and then I'll probably risk. I don't know. 35% max, 25% preferably. We got a minute and 45 seconds. Did we hit the target? I don't know if we hit the target. 55. Oh yeah, we did. We hit we yeah, we hit the 15-minute fair value gap. So there's an order block here into another order block with a top here. So that's this. This could be over. I'm leaning on maybe over. So it would have to show me something really, really nice right now, because we might be running our head into a brick wall. And then everyone that's part of this fair value gap is like, haha, hot potato, we out of here. So I want to see how this candle ends. 54 seconds. I think this is the purchase right here.
Could take it down.
No, probably like a few seconds ago. I'm late. I am super late. I'm super late.
I don't get it. What you trying to do? Take it up or down?
I'm assuming that this 5-minute fair value gap that we just put in, that they just tested, will end positively. And they just triggered my. Or did I just do? I'm looking for them to hold the 550 here. My theory is, because of the way the price action has responded, they don't want it to come down here. So now we're about to put in a new 15-minute, and that 15-minute is running right into an order block. This can tweezer top the 15-minute, but I'm looking at the MACD here and seeing if we can pin this, because we're standing on top of the J Powell candle, and everybody will be cashing out their puts, and then we start to take out this level. I would buy more at 568, and all we'll be doing is filling wicks. So yes, there is no fair value gaps, but this could be where everybody's. Think about it. Like if I'm a trader, right, and I'm holding on to puts, where am I putting my stop loss? I'm putting my stop loss at the. I'm putting my stop loss at the level where previous highs or previous high, or higher lows are. Like I'm just trailing it tight. So if we're really putting some pressure and the liquidity is here, then we're sweeping the liquidity on this side here, and that's why I was anticipating the 550 to be our support, and I just go ahead and hold on to these option contracts. I did spend too much. I had a chance at 87 cents. I got them at 92 cents, and now we're gonna just see what happens. That's the best way I can say it. Very tricky, very risky. If we go over to 2 hour, you'll see not a lot of targets. It's just literally grabbing liquidity at this point. That's all we're doing is grabbing 2 hour liquidity. If we go over to a 4 hour, same thing. See that? See how they rejected it, right? And then we could be attacking up into these upper registers. That's what I think that they're looking for. So we're gonna see what happens, and if the market's gonna respond as such. It just, does it really respect the order block? Does it flip and put in a 15-minute fair value gap? Is there a need to put a 15-minute fair value gap? Well, this MACD opening up at the zero line, that's a reason. But if they slam this close and they turn it into a curl over, then that's what. Let me give y'all some sauce. Give them some sauce. You see right here, this price action here. If we get one of these, let's go look at what happened when that price action happened on a 15-minute. Oh, did I just open the wrong one? That's it. All right, come on, get there. Right. So if we look at this price action when that happened, this is that curl over that I'm talking about. If we get that there, then this will put that in a whole lot of trouble. But again, we are rallying off of Jay Powell. So this is the question. How many people believe in the Jackson Hole results, and what did he say, and are they invested into it? And if they're not, we drop. If they are, this is probably the cheapest price you're going to get, and it's probably going to lean to new highs. Especially going into quad witching. I don't think anybody with quad witching is trying to carry their puts into quad witching, so they could be cashing out their puts. So these are the things you gotta kind of put some thought into it. All right, no real follow through yet, so we're still seeing, still watching. This is the 5-minute. This is them attempting to get back down into here, but we just did new highs. So let me see the 1 minute. The 1 minute might be putting bearish divergence. I don't even have to go to the 1 minute. I can see that they put in bearish divergences. All right, so yeah, this is probably a little tricky for the 1 minute. Let's see if that 1 minute bearish divergence just doesn't go nowhere. If there's no legs on it, and all the ones that play the 1 minute and they're starting to get out of the way, they could add to the liquidity and start pushing back up. So yeah, just keep that in mind too. All right, so we're looking to get 1 minute sell side liquidity there. Let's come back to the 5 minute. Multiple 5 minutes. If you just caught the bottom of this, that would have been solid. I did not. Again, I was waiting for confirmations to make sure I didn't do anything a little reckless. But this area, roughly around 555, 552, that's where you want to grab all that liquidity. And that's what the bulls are looking for. 36 seconds, we might have a red follow through. This is the first red candle that the 5 minutes putting in. Looking for them to go ahead and recapture all that sell side liquidity here. Or is this going to be the 1 minute bearish divergence extension as they just took out this hammer? I know it's a lot. I gave you a lot right there.
And it's playing at the 45 minute.
Does it have enough to get the sell side liquidity? And it looks like that is a no. You said that you were bullish, but the result says that was a lie. Let's see if we can capture that again. Because again, 1 minute doesn't have a lot of weight on 5 minute. But the 5 minute finished like this. put in a fractal, giving us a little bit of a warning. We're getting a little bit of a golden cross right here, and this is what you want to kind of see. After making new highs, I would love for them to attack this in the next 10 minutes and get above 561, because that would then tell me that recent bears are getting out the way. They don't see that the downside is attainable. They're starting to flip IV on these option contracts. Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's why. That's why I did something really light on this, and just in case chaos happened, just like that, and they're pushing some of my positions out of the money. All right, this is our bounce here for possible. Oh, that was the other. That was my other thesis, that they're just gonna come for the opening range and then bounce. But we didn't touch it. That's the only thing I don't like about this, is that we didn't touch it. We came close to it.
Class is over.
My class isn't over.
Wait,
My class isn't over next week.
So they pretty much took out the fair value gap here. So I mean, this tells me that a lot of this is relatively over. The two things you can do: you can wait until the 5 minutes completely finished to determine is this going to hold, or you could go ahead and consider adjusting your position based on these parameters. So
7, 8,
I'm looking at possibly.
see my eyes are normal, right?
Let me get myself into my advanced trading. Robinhood has a lot to be desired as far as their software. You got a lot of work to do. Y'all almost there. Y'all almost there. But I gotta be able to find stuff a lot faster than this. This is just way too crazy. It's like you gotta, let me go click here, let me go click here, let me go click here, click here, click here, click, 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 click.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
All right, let's see if that 1 minute bearish divergence is over. For the most part, I think it is. This is our second candle, and we got to get this sell side liquidity if it is going to push up, which is a possibility.
Congratulations, you have enough coins to play a game. Nothing.
A good price would have been somewhere around that 37. Yeah, we're getting a real solid push here. Let's see if we can get that 61. Real tricky right here between 51 down to 53. I'm sorry, 35. 51 to 35. And in the 5 minute, we're getting a solid bounce without actually touching the opening range breakout line. So this could be where bulls stepped in to buy more, assuming that we're going to continue to the upside.
Yes.
Yeah. On one of my accounts, they gave me such a terrible price. But it's fine. It's fine.
9, 15.
Oh.
Which sum does not equals 12?
All right. So now, is it continuation or reversal?
8, 9, 10.
See how that 1 minute just stair-stepped its way?
9, 10.
Now the question is, do they sweep all that liquidity here?
They trying to.
I'm pretty good at this.
I feel like I had shoes on all day.
Which sum is not equal to...
We're going to get a new 30-minute candle in a little bit, so this is going to tell us a lot. 30-minute candle has 5 minutes to it. This was a nice sweep off that 30-minute. Came for fair value gap. They're just trying to see if they can hold these levels.
6, continue. Continue to... What?
I'm really feeling like they can hold this. Especially how all this is, this action, the way the action is going. We might get two. Oh, look at that 30-minute MACD and the stochastic. That is making things very interesting. Because if that 30-minute MACD crosses, and don't get it twisted, the market can do very funny stuff. Y'all seen what happened last time. I'm gonna see if I can find that video, but it crosses and then out of nowhere it uncrosses. The market can do that, so don't take this as JD. You said it's crossing, so that's that. The candle's not over. It's at 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Say that cross is very tiny. Let me zoom this in all the way for you. Zoom. That's a cross on the 30-minute, but it's not done. There's a green histogram on the 30 minutes, but it's not done. So this 5-minute candle is going to tell us a lot.
10. Let's see. 25 plus 5.
Let's go look at the 5-minute candle. Let's see what that looks like.
Think.
The 5-minute did not take out that wick here, which is a little concerning. Oh. It is a little concerning, so if it's concerning, then solve my concerns. Get up there. 540, 550. Again, that's that same psychological level that we're talking about.
Plus 2 equals 7. 3 equals 8. 1, 10. 0 down. Put the 1 on top. That equals 400.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a pop. Got a nice solid pop there. Come on, baby.
Math. 7, 8, 9. This makes sense.
If we could get some follow through here, this thing is going to go ahead and take off something really amazing. I just shrunk my screen. Alright, looks like they're not going to do that. They are not going to do that. Minute and 28 seconds. Let's see if we can recap. Yep, we just recapped again. Let's see if we can get a nice little push here. Nope, they just grabbed liquidity. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just get out the way on everything. They got around that 20% pullback on me. And I gave it one more stop on the futures. Lost $140 on that. And we'll see. I don't know if I want to give it a third shot, especially with the fact that we're going to get another 30-minute candle. This can be very tricky, especially putting in a red candle on this 5-minute candle. I was looking for it to give continuation. It is so tempting. I do feel like they're sweeping for the last minute, knowing that the next 30-minute candle is probably going to push a little green, especially putting in a fair value gap. I think I probably would aim for the test of this fair value gap, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to take a stab here. I think I'm going to let that 5. There we go. There goes some of my alerts coming in. It's possible reversal, but it is really we could get continuation. I'm really leaning on the J Pow candle.
Where's your J-Pod candle, Andy?
Where it starts?
Yeah, like what time frame you saying your J-Pod? When was that?
15 minutes on Friday. You'll see that long candle that we're standing on top of. That's the only reason we're here because we use that whole entire thing to reload. Yeah, go 15 minute on Friday. You don't see that long candle that happened at 10 o'clock? Yep, that's the J Pop
Daddy,
candle.
it's not letting me take me to stride.
No, like that.
I don't know. Give me.
Because
Give it to me. Thank you.
I hold the thing to see why it isn't letting me to go to stride. And it shows you the app you're going to the place.
No. I wasted 16 coins. Now I'm at 20 coins.
I'm pretty sure I have a lot of coins.
I got badges.
I don't know. I'll check it in a little bit. I'm almost done here. So let me go ahead and let YouTube go. I want to say thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. I know it wasn't a lot of action, and it's a red day. That's fine. Well, we want small red days and big green days. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. We'll do this again tomorrow, and share it to your friends and family.